Welcome back to Spartan Stadium here in Castleton, Vermont. Guys, this afternoon it'll be the Castleton Spartans hosting the Green Mountain Eagles. Castleton at 7-5-2 overall on the season, 5-0 in North Atlantic Conference play, and the Green Mountain Eagles at 4-7-1 and 2-2-1 in North Atlantic Conference play. I'm John Lawrence on board with Chad Bliss. And Castleton right now sitting on top of the NAC Conference, again with that 5-0 record. Hudson at number 2 with a 3-1 in-conference record. You've got Maine Maritime at 2-2, Maine Farmington at 2-2-1, and then the Green Mountain Eagles at 2-2-1. Had a slow start to their season, but lately for Green Mountain, they've had a couple of decent wins over the past 5 or 6 games, coming off a 2-0 win against Southern Vermont just a couple of days ago. And for the Castleton women, they are coming off a 3-3 tie at Plymouth, and the Castleton women have been rolling over the past 5, 6, 7 games here, starting with Linden State. Their first game in the NAC back on the 19th of September. They had a 7-0 win, then beating Fitchburg State 1-0, a double overtime win against Norwich, then a 6-0 win at Thomas, a 3-0 win at Farmington. So you had a stretch of 7 games in which they didn't give up a goal. So this has been quite a stretch here for Castleton, a team that Chad, that was predicted to, again, be number 1 in North Atlantic Conference play, and they're showing why they're so strong here over the last 7 or 8 games.
Yeah, and you talk about not giving a goal, John. They've forced 18 goals here in conference play in their 5 victories and haven't given one up in that streak. All 5 of those conference games that in that 7-game streak, all 5 of those were, or 5 of those, were in the conference play. So yet to give up a goal in conference play, to show us how strong the defensive side of the ball is for Castleton, as well as the goalkeeper is doing a tremendous job keeping the ball out of the net.
And for Castleton, players to watch out for today, number 8, Courtney Chadburn, who has just been terrific, 13 goals, 3 assists for 29 points in 14 games, including 37 shot on goals. She has 6-game winners through the early season. Ashley Ledoux with 3 goals and 3 assists for 9 points in 14 games. But again, Courtney Chadburn really the player to watch. She was outstanding in a game that I watched up at Linden State, in which she had a hat trick in that game, and she's a very explosive player. And on the other side of the ledger, for the Green Mountain Eagles, the player to watch here today would be Taylor Riso, 7 goals and 14 points in 12 games. She's got 27 shots on goal and 4-game winners. So a couple of teams that have some strong offensive presence, and a couple of players, too, that are very good defenders. Katie Hoxie named the ECAC New England Division III Women's Soccer Defensive Player of the Week last week, and she's outstanding for it. She's been great so far for the Spartans this season, and it should be a pretty good soccer game, I would say, here this afternoon.
Yeah, obviously Castleton right now at the class of the league, but Green Mountain, a team in the middle, and really could make a statement if they could get a win here today.
Well, we'll take a look at the starting lineups here. They're announcing that here on the field here at Spartan Stadium, so we'll take a listen in here for just a moment. We'll actually announce them as they come out. Again, we're here at Spartan Stadium in Castleton, Vermont. The starting netminder for Green Mountain will be Karen Davidson, also starting number 5, who I don't seem to see on our list here. Number 6 is Corey Gilbert. Number 7 is Katie Jablonski, also number 8, Taylor Riso, we mentioned here. Number 10, Emma Lord. Number 11, Erin Birch being introduced as well. Number 12, Emily Heel. Also number 13, Casey McGill. Actually, they're just going right down the line here, I believe, and not doing the starting lineup per se. So, again, these players being introduced. Number 15 is Brittany Roberts. Number 17 is Seal DeGasse. Number 20, Lindsay Tassi, who I believe is not in the lineup here today. As you mentioned, Chad, to me in the pregame before we went on the air, that she is suffering a little bit from perhaps an ankle injury. So she not in the lineup today. Number 30, Chelsea Paul, a goalkeeper, will be the backup. And now the introductions here for the Castleton Spartans. And Erica Davis, the goalkeeper, a 5'10 freshman from Cambridge, Vermont. Number 3, Lucia Sforza, is 5-foot freshman for Walcott, Vermont. Courtney Chadburn being introduced, number 8. Number 9, Carissa Chadburn. Number 11, Kelly Tatro. Number 12, Kelly Gherkin being introduced as well. Katie Hoxie, number 15, as we mentioned, the Defensive Player of the Week in ECAC play. Ashley Ledoux being introduced as well. Number 16, number 22, Maria Arnott. Number 24, Megan Jablonski. And number 25, Marissa Watchholder a 5'6" junior from East Greenbush, New York. And the coaching staffs for Castleton, Chris Chapdelaine, and for Green Mountain, the head coach is Katie Keogh in her 3rd season. And ready to go here at Spartan Stadium. Again, the Castleton Spartans and the Green Mountain Eagles. Green Mountain in their traveling green uniforms with the yellow numerals, and for the Castleton Spartans in their home white with the green numerals. And Castleton will be going right to left and Green Mountain left to right here on your internet stream. Glad you could join us here around the state, around the country, and around the world. And we found out that number 5 is Brianna Astor for Green Mountain. Thanks, Chad Bliss. And we should be set to go here. The Castleton Spartans, as we mentioned before that 3-3 tie with Plymouth State, they had won 7 straight, all by shutout, and they've scored 25 goals on the season on 268 shots, averaging about 1.71 goals per game. And opponents have scored 23 goals on 169 shots, averaging about 1.58 goals against. And Spartans have 75 corner kicks to 38 for the opposition.
You know, and you mentioned, John, that they're averaging over a goal a game overall. But when you look at the actual breakdown in conference play, they're at 5 games, 18 goals for, so averaging nearly 3.5 goals a game for conference play. So really stepped up the level and the pressure on the offensive side of the ball here in conference play.
And again, Castleton starting off their season with some very tough competition, playing at Rensselaer, a 3-0 loss, at Clarkson, a 3-2 loss, 6-0 loss playing against St. Lawrence, a 0-0 tie with Colby Sawyer. So not an easy start for Castleton, and but the good competition a lot of times will help you down the road when you're playing in conference games, and that sure seems to be the case here with Castleton. Again, 7 straight wins, all by the way of shutouts. So it's been a good stretch here for Castleton. They'll look to continue. And Green Mountain, again, coming off a win, a 2-0 win against Southern Vermont just a few days ago. As we'll be set to go here in just a moment. Erica Davis, the goalkeeper, off to our right. And off to our left, Karen Davidson is the goalkeeper. As Green Mountain has control, this is Katie Jablonski. Jablonski up along the far side as it will go out of play. And Castleton will throw in. Kristen Wicks able to get it in. She gets a return pass. Wicks looking to work it up ahead to Ashley Ledoux. Not able to get it there. It was broken up by Jablonski. And the throw in going to Kelly Gherkin. Gherkin couldn't control for a moment, but now Watchholder has it here for the Spartans. Up ahead off the foot of Courtney Chadburn. Goes up into Green Mountain territory, kicked ahead by Emma Lord, and now played by Kelly Gherkin up ahead. Maria Arnott looking to chase it down, but Casey McGill there for Green Mountain as it goes out of play, and it will be off a Castleton player, so Green Mountain will look to throw in. Played by Megan Blongy, and that goes out of play, so Green Mountain will again throw in. Early going here. First period on the Merchants Bank NSN Broadcast Network. And the throw in goes to Corey Gilbert, and she kicks it up ahead, can't track it down herself, and now Castleton will take control, but hit off of number 6, Corey Gilbert, goes back into the Castleton end, and it's played back there by Kelly Tatro. Back to her goalkeeper, Erica Davis, who gets it up almost to midfield, but played back in the Castleton end, and now near side is looking to play it here for the Spartans. And sending it up ahead there, and it goes in on goalkeeper Karen Davidson. She's able to kick it away. It was going up to Courtney Chadburn. She couldn't control, and that's when Davidson was able to get it up ahead to midfield. This is Kristen Wicks. Now over for Megan Blongy. Goes out of play. It'll be Green Mountain ball. Early going, no score here on Merchants Bank NSN Broadcast Network is with it now Kelly Gherkin. Spartans looking to control but cannot. Here's Aaron Birch with it for Green Mountain. Nice little move getting around Watchholder. Leads a pass up ahead for Brittany Roberts. Left wing side. Here's Roberts being defended by Tatro. Roberts makes her way back into the corner. Looking to get it out to Katie Jablonski. Tips off her head as it's played by Ashley Ledoux. And now up to Blongy. Now it's Arnott, had problems with it, but Whistle down against Castleton. And it'll be played here by number 13, Casey McGill for Green Mountain. And McGill gets it in play to Erin Birch, hits off her and played back by Arnott. And Arnott just gets it out of harm's way. Jablonski will throw it in. Now to Erin Birch, trying to feed a pass for Brittany Roberts, but broken up by the Spartans. And up ahead it is Watchholder. Lead pass, nice one up ahead is trying to chase it down here for the Spartans is number 8, Courtney Chadburn. Chadburn gets around a defender. Looks to center, tries to, but it goes off a player and out of play. That was a good play by DeGasse, who was able to knock it out of play.
Yeah, and Green Mountain's done a good job getting pressure early, but really where it looks like Castleton is going to have a lot of opportunities in the game if this keeps playing this way is the counterattack. That's 2 or 3 times now that Courtney Chadburn's had the ball on the counterattack and a lot of room to work, and you saw what she did there with the ball on her feet.
Corner kick by Courtney Chadburn. It goes off of Maria Arnott and out of play. And Karen Davidson will do the booting here for the Eagles. Early going first period here on the Merchants Bank NSN Broadcast Network. John Lawrence and Chad Bliss as Karen Davidson up ahead. Misconnection with Emma Lord. And it's worked back into Davidson as right there was Arnott looking to get the opportunity, but a good aggressive play there by Davidson.
Yeah, I think actually the play was called offsides anyway, so I think Green Mountain's going to have the ball a little further out than the keeper itself.
Casey McGill will look to play it here for Green Mountain as it went up ahead to Courtney Chadburn, unable to play it there, is unable to keep it in now was DeGasse, and Chadburn will look to throw in here for Castleton. Courtney Chadburn in for Maria Arnott. Arnott centers it in, looking for Blongi. Now it's for Courtney Chadburn. Has the chance, but blocked. Nice job there by number 5, Brianna Astor, and cleared out by the Eagles. This is Carissa Chadburn, now to Kelly Gherkin. Gherkin being defended by Jablonski in the corner. And goes out of play. And it went off a Green Mountain player, so running over to plate is Marissa Watchholder, a junior out of East Greenbush, New York. And the corner kick coming up here from Watchholder. 39-29 to go in the first period. Watchholder with a nice kick looking for Arnott, but a good play there by Davidson coming out and cutting it off. And here's the kick by Davidson. Goes up to midfield, played there by Astor. And now the Spartans able to work it up ahead as Arnott was looking to control, could not. Now it's Blongi. Megan Blongi trying to pass for Courtney Chadburn. She can't get away there from number 17, Celia DeGasse. And a nice job there by DeGasse of playing Courtney Chadburn. Work back into Kelly Gherkin. Gherkin now to Watchholder. Nice little pass to Hoxie. Hoxie's kick goes squibbling in, would have went wide, but Davidson played nonetheless. And she'll boot it up ahead to midfield. Knocked down there by Roberts, but now played by Castleton. This is Ledoux. Back to Hoxie. She skies one in looking for Chadburn. Couldn't find her. Now Chadburn picks it up. Trying to center a feed for Arnott, but broken up by Jablonski, but a whistle against Green Mountain.
Yeah, I think they got a handball on the pass attempt from Chadburn, and now a good opportunity here on a set play from Castleton.
And here's Ashley Ledoux with the boot. And a nice save there by Karen Davidson. May have been going up into that top corner. Davidson able to get her right hand on that and knock it out of play. Yeah,
terrific placement. And you're right, John. It was right there. It was right at the bar, and couldn't tell if it was going to sneak in just under the bar into that corner, if it was going to sail over, and leaving Davidson with no choice but to knock it out and give Castleton another corner.
So Marissa Watchholder with a corner kick here for Castleton. No score here between Green Mountain and Castleton. And here's the corner by Watchholder. Nice aggressive play again by Davidson. And she will play it here for Green Mountain.
Yeah, both the last two corner kicks, she's really taken away any opportunities for Castleton get ahead on the ball and just comes out and takes it away right at the near post.
Katie Hoxie trying to play it for Castleton. Sforza now to Hoxie. Hoxie's pass up ahead now for Arnott. Arnott trying to lead Blongy, and Blongy trips over the ball a bit there, but no whistle down as Jablonski now will play it for Green Mountain. Jablonski's pass a little bit too far for Roberts, now played by Hoxie. Hoxie now to Courtney Chadburn. Nice lead pass, but again back there to defend is DeGoss. And DeGoss able to take it away, and now feeds Riso. Riso lost it now as Courtney Chadburn. Chadburn, nice little pass to Arnott. Arnott's got a little room and hits it off Emma Lord. Now gets it back. Nice feed over for Carissa Chadburn. And Chadburn will sky it in deep. And looking in deep for Sforza. Knocked away. Good job there by Emma Lord. And worked out by Green Mountain. Played by Riso. Riso up to midfield. And back to play it for Castleton is Carissa Chadburn. Chadburn looking for some options. Now to Ledoux. Back to Chadburn. Carissa Chadburn goes over far side for Blongy. Knocks it down. Has control. Nice feed there to Kelly Gherkin. Now back for Blongy. Blongy trying to get around Jablonski and does. Here's Blongy. Trying to feed it to Courtney Chadburn, but knocked away nicely there by Emily Heel. This is Carissa Chadburn there with Erin Birch. Went out of play off of the Castleton player, so it'll be Erin Birch to throw in here for Green Mountain. Gets it into Gilbert. Now back for Birch. Try to lead pass now for Roberts. Roberts being double teamed by Hoxie. And also back there was Wicks. Now it's Kelly Gherkin. Played now by Riso, but Riso gave it up, and now Hoxie will play it. Back in her own territory here for Castleton. Tried to pass in the middle there, didn't make connection with Gherkin, and the infraction called against Castleton, so it'll be Green Mountain ball here. 34:52 to go in the first period. Emma Lord will do the booting here for the Eagles. Here's Lord right up the middle looking for Roberts. Broken up nicely there by Hoxie. Courtney Chadburn trying to play it, but it's knocked down by Erin Birch. In Castleton territory, up ahead by Astor, but then knocked back out by the Spartans. McGill back to retrieve and just knocks it out of play. She had Arnott ready to pounce. And Blongy now in for Carissa Chadburn. Goes back midfield as it's worked up ahead. Referee got in the way a little bit as Ashley Ledoux over for Gherkin. Gherkin tried to feed it past to Courtney Chadburn, but she had her back to her. And now Sforza along the near side here for the Spartans. Nice little move there as she was able to get around Riso. Now gets double teamed. Nice job on the defensive end there by DeGass of knocking it out of play. And the throw in by Sforza. It's knocked out of play again by the Eagles, and Sforza will throw it in again, this time to Ledoux. Try to get a pass back there for Sforza, but broken up by the Eagles. This is Maria Arnott, now to Gherkin. Gherkin goes over far side. Nice head there by Blongy. Now Courtney Chadburn. Try to find Ledoux, but missed connection. And it's cleared aside. Chasing it down now Taylor Riso. And Riso was able to catch up to it before it went out of bounds. Here's Taylor Riso, the leading point getter for the Eagles. Nice pass up ahead there for Roberts. But good defensive play there by Watchholder, and she knocks it out. Here's Riso in for Birch. Knocked away again. Good job by Gherkin. A lot of midfield play here early. 32:56 to go in the first period. No score between Castleton and Green Mountain, as Hoxie will throw it in now to Ledoux. Ledoux to Watchholder. Erin Birch, nice takeaway there for the Eagles. Tries to get around Hoxie. Hoxie kicks it out of bounds. And now Riso will look to throw in here for the Eagles. Gets it into Katie Jablonski. Back to Riso. And knocks it out of play there as Kelly Tatro lets it go out. Now Erica Davis will take over here for the Spartans. freshman, 5'10", from Cambridge, Vermont. As it's headed by Corey Gilbert for Green Mountain. Now played by Sforza. Now to Ledoux, trying to go back to Sforza. Played now by Arnott. Arnott goes back in her own zone, but it's scooped up by Gilbert. And she missed connection. Played now by Carissa Chadburn. Try to lead a pass up to Gherkin. Now it's Watchholder at midfield for Castleton. Up to Courtney Chadburn. Chadburn, pass for Ledoux. Feeds it back for Courtney Chadburn. In a race for it, but it's knocked aside. Good job there by Emily Heel of reading the play. Emily Heel, a sophomore from East Bethany, New York. Good defensive job there as Sforza will throw it in now for Castleton to Ledoux. Puts it out in front. Nice job again by Davidson on the aggressive end, and able to hold it now for Green Mountain. And here's the boot by Davidson. Goes up to midfield. Played by Hoxie. Looking for Arnott. Knocked aside, though, by Emily Heel. And back in Castleton territory, this is Kelly Tatro. Over far side for Carissa Chadburn. Chadburn looks upfield, trying to lead a pass for Arnott. And kicked aside there by Emily Heel, and it goes off into the corner. It'll be Castleton ball. It'll be a corner kick here for the Spartans as Blongi, or actually a throw-in, my apologies, as it'll be Blongi to throw in for Castleton. Gets it into Ledoux. Ledoux right in the sharp angle there, but it goes out of play. A little over 30 minutes to go here in the first period. No score on the Merchants Bank NSN Broadcast Network. Knocked up ahead by Karen Davidson. Headed by Ledoux. Now it's Carissa Chadburn looking for Blongi. That was broken up. Now Tatro. Back up to midfield. Watchholder trying to feed Gherkin, but taken away by Birch. And here comes Birch here for Green Mountain. Now it's Katie Jablonski. Floats a shot in, going well wide, but played by Davis. And here's the boot by Davis. Up to midfield, hits off of Arnott. Played by Jablonski. Now it's Aaron Birch. Birch gives it away to Hoxie. Here's Katie Hoxie for the Spartans. Gets it to Gherkin. Got bumped a bit by Birch, and Birch takes it away here for Green Mountain. Tries a lead pass along the right side to Taylor Riso, but it goes out of play. It'll be Castleton ball. And Katie Hoxie will look to throw in. Again, Katie Hoxie with an outstanding week last week, NAC Player of the Week, and also the ECAC New England Division III Women's Soccer Defensive Player of the Week. Her first goal of the season last week for the Spartans. As she gives it up. DeGasse had it for just a moment. Now it's Birch. Birch tried to feed Riso, but kicked out of play by Hoxie. And Taylor Riso will throw in, leading point getter, 7 goals and 14 points for the Eagles. The throw in by Green Mountain, not able to work out for them as Katie Hoxie able to break it up. Courtney Chadburn, Maria Arnott now leads a pass up for Courtney Chadburn. In pursuit defensively is DeGasse. And what a nice play there by Courtney Chadburn. Gets away from DeGasse, but then finally runs into number 12, Emily Heel. And the ball scoots in on Karen Davidson, and she'll play it. A little bit of contact there with Courtney Chadburn. She looks back at the ref, and nothing called.
It is a football field, though, so maybe that was the...
Could very well be. Now it's Aaron Birch here for the Eagles. Centers it, was looking there for Brittany Roberts. Roberts takes it now on the near side. There's Roberts, knocked away by Watchholder. Now it's Taylor Riso. Goes back, it's kicked ahead by Emily Heel. In pursuit is Brianna Astor. Astor goes back now to McGill. And McGill will try to set things up. Kicked aside by Tatro, goes out of play.
And for about the last 3 or 4 minutes, John, Castleton has actually been down a player. They've been playing with only 9 players in the field, and the keeper, as someone came off and is being attended to. And finally, number 18 comes into the ball game, and So I don't have my roster directly in front of me. That is
Sarah Ethier.
So Ethier comes back in to even it out. But when Chadburn was on that last attack, there was actually 10 on 11 on the field.
So back at full strength is Hoxie, gave it up to Jablonski. Jablonski then off of Hoxie, and Hoxie will play it near side for Castleton. Kicks it up ahead, nobody there for the Spartans. Going back forward is DeGasse. Celia DeGasse will try to get it to Jablonski, unable to hold it in. And Castleton will throw it in here. Now it is Saforza. Ashley Ledoux. Back to Saforza near side. Now to Ledoux. Goes back for Hoxie. This is something I saw in the game against Linden back on the 19th, is that Castleton is very patient. They will go back and play back to the defenders and take their time if there's no play ahead.
Yeah, and that seems to be a real difference between the two teams. Is Green Mountain is really trying to force the issue, and at times they'll just boot the ball ahead and hope someone can get underneath it. In Castleton, it seems very, very precision passing based, and you're right, back it up, take the easy pass, and then try to get that. Try to find that crack in the defense and attack.
Now kicked up ahead by Ledoux, is in pursuit is Saforza. Saforza being guarded there by DeGasse. DeGasse, nice job again of taking the ball away. Been impressed with her defensive game here today. DeGasse up ahead, gives it away midfield to Katie Hoxie. Hoxie plays it back now to Tatro. Tatro goes cross field now to Carissa Chadburn. Chadburn now to Watchholder. Has some room, try to lead a pass for Courtney Chadburn, but Karen Davidson coming out to grab that. They like to lead that long pass because Courtney Chadburn's got some great speed, and we've seen that work a couple of times up in Linden, the game that I saw, and it's worked quite a bit this year too, as Courtney Chadburn with 13 goals on the year.
And as you talk about it, she gets whistled for the push-off there, trying to create some space and put a forearm right in the back of DeGasse, who, as you said, John, is just doing a tremendous job defensively for Green Mountain so far.
Back to play it at midfield is Heel. Gave it up to Hoxie. Now it's Jablonski, and she'll kick it out of play. It'll be Castleton ball here with 24:55 to go in the first period. No score here at Spartan Stadium between Castleton and Green Mountain. And the ball goes out of play again, this time I believe off Arnott, and Jablonski will look to throw in here for the Eagles. Able to work it into Lord, now to Jablonski. Hit off the foot of Shearer, and now it's played by Birch. Now it's Jablonski, couldn't control, and kicked out of play by Carissa Chadburn. And Green Mountain will throw it in.
Yeah, not a bad idea when you have a bunch of people bunched up, just to clear the ball out, get yourself back settled in defensively, and probably the right thing to do there by Chadburn.
Brittany Roberts now goes cross field now, looking for Taylor Riso. Riso now to Jablonski. Riso, nice passing play back to Jablonski. Lost control, though, and Hoxie able to clear it aside. Now it's DeGasse as she gets tied up with Courtney Chadburn. That's been a matchup here today so far, as it's worked ahead by Heel off of Jablonski, and now played by Watchholder. Hits off DeGasse as Courtney Chadburn was trying to play it, but was she offside there?
She was, yeah. Just a hair. It was pretty close, but she was ahead of that last defender as the ball was kicked. We talk about how high-scoring an offense Castleton has, John. I think the two names we've said the most are our defensive players for each team, with DeGasse on Green Mountain and then Hoxie on Castleton. I feel like those are the two players we're talking about the most, with not a whole lot of a ton of opportunities, scoring opportunities happening, but those two really have helped out their defenses in limiting those opportunities for each team.
As we mentioned, a rough start for Green Mountain, but they've played a lot better over the past 4 or 5 weeks, and looking good here today against a very tough Castleton team, as Jablonski will look to throw in here for the Eagles, given up 2 by Hoxie. Now back taking it is Jablonski. She couldn't control as Ledoux now has it. Gets it up ahead to Saforza near side. Saforza up in midfield. Try to pass for Courtney Chadburn. Those passes have just been a little bit off here today, as breaking that up was Casey McGill.
Yeah, the lanes have been there, but a lot of these passes are just a step behind in soccer. When you can use nothing but your feet when a pass is behind you and you're sprinting the opposite direction, it makes it pretty difficult to make a play.
Brianna Astor thought she was tripped up there a little bit, but nothing called. Is back with it at midfield is Megan Blongy. Far side here for Castleton. Blongy leads a pass up ahead for Courtney Chadburn. Again, trying to get around DeGasse, and unable to do that. Cleared aside there by Emily Heel. Heel and Degassi. Nice double teaming effort there of neutralizing the play once again to set up Courtney Chadburn.
Yeah, but Green Mountain really starting to get into a dangerous territory when you're letting someone like Courtney Chapman, who scored 13 goals with that much space to work on a regular basis, something is bound to happen.
Ashley Ledoux with a shot and a save by Davidson. Able to get up just enough to knock it into the air and grab it. Good opportunity there for Ashley Ledoux with 3 goals and 3 assists, 9 points in 14 games. Her 12th shot on goal of the season. Cleared aside by Tatro. Blongi tried to keep it in but could not. And it'll be Green Mountain ball here with 21:38 to go in the first period. As Casey McGill gets it in for Jablonski. Watchholder now takes it away for Castleton, for Arnott. Now over far side, that was Ethier. Went off of her and out of play, and Jablonski will throw it in now for Astor. Astor tripped and fell as Tatro now takes it for Castleton. Tries to lead a pass up for Courtney Chadburn. Got away from Degassi. Tries to make a move, does, but gets double teamed again. Emily Heel with a good job and kicked aside by Casey McGill. Aaron Birch up to midfield. That's played by Carissa Chadburn off the foot of Saforza. Now it's Jablonski for Green Mountain. Clears it over near side. Looking for Riso to run it down, but she couldn't get out of the way of Saforza. Saforza kind of impeded her way of getting to that ball. And Saforza will look to throw in here with 20 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the first period. Saforza into Ethier. Now to Ledoux. Nice little move as she was able to get around at Degassi. Couldn't get the lead pass to work there as it's knocked down by Heel. And back to midfield for Ethier. Faked going back, goes back up front. Degassi there to knock it down. Now it's Jablonski back for Degassi. And played up ahead now to Shearer. Tip pass up ahead to Aaron Birch. Tries to lead Shearer. As she goes down near side. Gets the kick off and a save by Davis. Pretty routine one, but held on to it nonetheless. And she will do the kicking here for Castleton. Knocked down by Jablonski. Played by Ethier. Nice move around Birch. Goes over for Hoxie. Left wing side. Here's Hoxie trying to get around Jablonski. Almost fell. Now gets it to Ledoux. Tries a lead pass for Blongi. Trying to get around her defender there, which is Brianna Astor. And Astor able to just kick it aside. Blongi almost got that inside track on Astor, and she would have been wide open for a great opportunity. Here's Casey McGill. Now to Blongi. Gets away from her defender. Sends it right in the middle, but it is Degassi there to break it up. Here's Jablonski. Gave it up to Hoxie. Now to Ethier. Birch coming back to try to disrupt that. Knocked aside there. Nice job by Casey McGill. Now it's Ethier for Castleton. Over for Hoxie. Hoxie's got some room. Gets the kick off. Comes in on Karen Davidson, and she's able to make the stop. No score here between the Spartans and the Eagles. Game number 2 of our triple header here on the Northeast Sports Network. John Lawrence and Chad Bliss here at Spartan Stadium. Nice move there by Ethier. Try to lead a pass again for Courtney Chadburn. Too far, and Davidson will come out to play it.
Yeah, and again, they're just not quite in rhythm yet, but the opportunities are there. And if they start clicking Castleton, they could put a lot of goals up in a hurry with just how close they are to getting those one-on-none plays.
Here's Courtney Chadburn being guarded there. Nice job again by McGill. This time McGill breaks it up and gets it up to Maggie Shearer. Shearer can't control, and Hoxie will play it now to Ledoux. Ledoux gets it up ahead, can't get around her defender. That is Casey McGill, but it's whistled down against McGill.
And I think that one's going to be just outside the box, John. So a good opportunity here for Castleton to get a shot right on goal from just outside the box.
So Green Mountain will line up in front of their goalkeeper is Courtney Chadburn, or looks like she will do the honors here. Here's Chadburn with a boot and off the post. And another head, they score! Castleton with a 1-0 lead after the first shot hit off the post. And the header by the Spartans gets by the goalkeeper, Karen Davidson, and it's a 1-0 lead. Ledoux getting the goal, and that's her 4th of the year.
Yeah, and a nice job after the ball shot up off the crossbar, just positioned herself underneath it, and she was pretty much the tallest player in the penalty area and able to knock it home. And not much that the Green Mountain keeper could do with that one, is a lot of net, and she was right in front of the goal and able to knock it in.
Well, we'll take a look at that once again here as the shot by Courtney Chadburn hits off the top of the post, off the crossbar, and again a header there by, I'm not sure if that was Ledoux, to be honest with you. We'll have to check it again. We'll get the official word in just a moment, but again, a great chance there after the hit off the post and the header by the Spartans, and it's a 1-0 lead.
It was 18. Sorry, John. It wasn't 16. It was 18.
So Sarah Ethier with a goal, and Ethier gets it for her second goal of the year for Castleton, and again a 1-0 lead. As the ball goes back out to midfield, Katie Hoxie not able to control, but now Kelly Tatro has got to back up as she gets pestered by Roberts. Now goes to Carissa Chadburn. Chadburn at midfield tries to lead a pass for her sister Courtney. Courtney Chadburn knocks it up ahead for Bryn Campbell. Goes off of a Green Mountain player, and that was Degassi, and goes out of play. It'll be Castleton ball. Well, as you called it, Chad, a great opportunity there for Castleton, and Courtney Chadburn with a great shot. And Castleton followed up on the goal by Sarah Ethier. Again, her second of the year.
And I think Ether was the one who came in from the injury, if I'm not mistaken. She came in. She was the replacement that came in when the player came off with an injury. So she'd only been in about 10 minutes and able to get the first goal for Castleton.
Here's Katie Hoxie now to Ashley Ledoux. Trying to get around Degassi and around Jablonski. Jablonski gave it up to Blongi. Blongi with a shot and knocked aside there by Davidson as Courtney Chadburn was coming in looking to sneak that one by her. That might have been a set play right there. And Davidson doing a good job of getting her hands on that.
Yeah, nice job laying out, getting her hands on the ball and just knocking it away harmlessly and setting Castleton up, though, with a corner kick, but obviously better than letting Courtney Chadburn have the ball in an open net 5 feet away.
Here's Bryn Campbell on the corner kick here for Castleton. A 1-0 lead for the Spartans. Campbell with a shot in, knocked down as it was knocked down by the goalkeeper Davidson, and Jablonski couldn't control as Bryn Campbell's shot went right, almost into the face there of Jablonski, went out of play. Looks to be holding her right arm a little bit there after that. As the throw-in will come here from Saforza. Now to Sarah Ethier, who's got the goal for Castleton. Now it's Ledoux. Ledoux gets knocked down. And that'll be a foul on heel.
An aggressive foul on heel. Just made a statement throwing someone to the ground. I actually thought we were going to have a booking there with the way the official came over and just the way that penalty went down. But
here's Ledoux getting into Courtney Chadburn. She heads it in. It's a 2-0 lead here for Castleton. Courtney Chadburn with her 14th goal on the year. Here at the 14:38 mark of the first period, and Courtney Chadburn makes it a 2-0 lead for Castleton.
And there it is again, John. That set play after a whistle, Castleton able to draw it up, and in that one the ball was just placed perfectly in stride for Chadburn to knock it in.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that once again. Again, here's the kick as Courtney Chadburn able to head that one past Karen Davidson, and that makes it a 2-0 lead here for the Spartans. As you mentioned, they weren't clicking right away with some of these plays, but starting to click now, and 2 goals up on the board now for Castleton. As here comes Green Mountain. This is Maggie Shearer, puts it in. A nice job there by Erica Davis of being aggressive, coming out and grabbing that. And she had a player right on the doorstep. I think that was Astor, who was looking for the opportunity.
Yeah, that was a bold play by Davidson, but able to come in and make it. If she hadn't, Astor had the open net and nothing else around, but a nice play there by Davidson to corral the ball.
Here's Hoxie being pestered by Jablonski. Jablonski able to take it away, and we'll send it up ahead. Nobody there for Green Mountain. Tatro there, back for Castleton. Up to Watchholder. Watchholder leading it over for Carissa Chadburn. Chadburn far side for Castleton up in midfield. Looking to lead a pass to Blongi. Blongi, nice little move around her defender. Blongi still with control. Centers it. Knocked aside, though, there by Emma Lord. And it will go out of play. Again, goals by Sarah Ethier and Courtney Chadburn. It's a 2-0 lead for Castleton here in game number 2 of our soccer doubleheader, 3 games total with a field hockey game here this afternoon at 1. Nice little play by Courtney Chadburn there. Gets it for Saforza. Saforza can't get it in deep as now Hoxie has it for Castleton, but she'll get called for the infraction against Maggie Shearer. A little push off there.
Yeah, a little push, just trying to create space between the two, and the official right there to blow the whistle and give possession back to Green Mountain.
Here's Casey McGill, headed by Sarah Ethier, back to McGill. And Tatro able to work it to Campbell. Now Campbell loses to Emma Lord. Lord now to Birch, left wing side. Here's Birch trying to center, looking in deep for Astor, but kicked aside by Hoxie. Now played again by Hoxie here for Castleton. Nice pass for Watchholder. Right up the middle for Courtney Chadburn. She can't get a handle on it. It's knocked aside by Degassi. And now played by Shearer, and it goes out of play. It'll be Castleton ball. A couple of substitutions here as Jamie Moore will come in along with number 14 Mackenzie Gage. And Ashley Ledoux and Megan Blongy will come out for a bit of a breather. With a little over 12 minutes to go here in this first period. Sarah Ethier with it, surrounded by Eagles, but gets it away. Now gets the return pass. And Ethier feeds it over far side for Courtney Chadburn. Being defended by Astor. It'll feed along the far side now as it's worked up ahead by Castleton's Jamie Moore. Moore now for Gage. Taken away by McGill. McGill able to kick it out of play. And McGill looks to slow to get up, but looks to be okay now. And McGill will do the booting here for the Eagles. 11:26 to go, a 2-0 lead for Castleton. It goes off of Birch, now played by Watchholder. Try to lead a pass up ahead for Bryn Campbell, but knocked aside by the Eagles. Played by Emma Lord, now Lord loses to Watchholder. Watchholder now to Courtney Chadburn. What a nice little play there, but they just call it offside.
That one was pretty close, but I think it was the right call. I think, as you mentioned, number 14 Gage was just a step off sides. But if that pass to Chadburn had been a second quicker, that would have been a good opportunity again for Castleton.
That was a pretty setup there by Courtney Chadburn, as it's worked up ahead by Erica Davis to Degassi. Degassi now being pestered by Courtney Chadburn. Chadburn trying to steal it, can't. Now back with it is Emily Heel. Heel up ahead and gets to Emma Lord. Lord now to Jablonski. Jablonski just whacks it ahead, but played now by Carissa Chadburn. Chadburn now to Jamie Moore, again just in the game in the last minute or so. Jamie Moore, far side of the field, being guarded there by Brittany Roberts. Feeds it right in the middle looking for Campbell. Campbell gets bumped off by Birch. And now it's played back in midfield by Jablonski. Try to lead a pass up ahead to Astor, but it's played back by Tatro. Trying to go over for Hoxie, but now it's grabbed up by Shearer. Shearer tried to get a shot off and went out of play, and it'll be Castleton ball. Karen Davidson from Seymour, Connecticut, sophomore, 5'9", goalkeeper for Green Mountain. Davidson a 2.09 goals against, 760 save percentage on the year, a record of 3-7-1. There's a long lead pass for Courtney Chadburn. She is away and running down the right wing side. Courtney Chadburn has got some room. Comes in, nice aggressive play again by Davidson, but Chadburn gets it back. Here's a shot and a save. It's loose in front as the Spartans have an opportunity. Trying to get a hold of it was Gage, but it's finally scooped up by Davidson.
Wow, what a phenomenal play by Davidson, coming out and challenging Courtney Chadburn. But now some action underneath. I think we're gonna have a penalty shot from Chadburn, and I don't know if perhaps in the scrum when the ball was right there on the goal mouth, if one of the Green Mountain players had reached down and hit it with their hands. That the only thing I could think of right now would be that.
I think it was Emily Heel was down there with her as those two players were jostling for it, but Courtney Chadburn here with a penalty kick. And Karen Davidson, the goalkeeper, here's the kick, and she scores! Courtney Chadburn with her second goal of the game here with 9:06 to go in the first period, and Courtney Chadburn makes it a 3-0 lead, or 15th goal on the year.
And great placement there on the penalty kick by Chadburn as the ball never came off the ground, went right to that lower left-hand corner, and just terrific placement.
So for Courtney Chadburn, again, 15 goals, 3 assists. And she's got 33 points on the year. One of the leading scorers in the North Atlantic Conference. As it's played up ahead by Green Mountain, goes out of play as it was kicked up ahead by Brianna Astor. And Hoxie will play it near side, and the throw in here for Castleton. Goes back for Tatro. Tatro for Carissa Chadburn. Chadburn right up the middle. Broken up there by Emily Heel. Now it is Erin Birch. Birch tried to lead a pass for Shearer, but Hoxie will catch up to it first. Given back up now to Taylor Riso. Emma Lord over back for Riso. Catches up to it before it goes out of play. Shearer now gives it up to Jackie Lockwood into the game. Here for Castleton. Broken up. Nice job by Degassi. And tipped out of play by the Eagles. And it went off Riso, so Castleton will inbound. This is Sarah Ethier. Back to Tatro. Kelly Tatro, long lead pass, was looking for a breaking Mackenzie Gage. Gage not able to catch up to it as Kimberly Blank able to knock it out of play. Good to see the freshman getting in there. Mackenzie Gage from Goshen, New York. It's down to my old neck of the woods. I'm from Tuxedo, New York. Goshen about 15 miles away from Tuxedo.
It's a heck of a name, Tuxedo.
It's a very classy town. Of course, there's a ritzy part of Tuxedo and a not-so-ritzy part. I'm from the not-so-ritzy part.
So did you, I mean, you wore the imprint, like the T-shirt with the outline of a tuxedo on it instead of the full tuxedo?
Yes.
Is that, okay.
That's exactly what it was.
Gotcha.
You know, we're the shamed version of Tuxedo. That's where I'm from. Here's Castleton to throw it in. Sarah Ethier with it. 3-0 lead here for the Spartans. Ethier with one of the goals. Headed away by Degassi. Nice job there as it goes to Birch. Erin Birch kicks it up ahead. Nice job up to Shearer near side. Jablonski, or rather check that Hoxie in pursuit, as Shearer will just knock it out of play. Now, is that just a play of exhaustion there where you just say, let's just get it out of play here before anything happens?
No, I think she was trying to turn with it and just hit it a little harder than she wanted to. I think she was trying to turn up the sidelines and just didn't have the right angle and got a little too much into it and ended up out of bounds.
Jackie Lockwood back to Ethier. Goes off the heel of Bryn Campbell and out of play. So Green Mountain will throw it back in. Taylor Riso. 6:15 to go in the first period as Riso able to get it into Lord. Kicked up ahead but goes out of play as nobody up ahead for Green Mountain. So Castleton will play as Hoxie throws it into Ethier. Ethier now for Carissa Chadburn. Goes past her, but good play of coming back there was number 23, Jamie Moore. Backing her player up. Here's Katie Hoxie near side. Hoxie trying to get it away from Degassi. Went off of her foot. Now played by number 19, Jackie Lockwood. Lockwood tried to lead a pass in front. Nice job of breaking that up was Emily Heel. Now it's Hoxie. In for Caitlin Caldwell is in there now for Castleton. Chipped away from her now by Brittany Roberts. Roberts has got to go back. Kicked up ahead by number 3, Kimberly Blank, who's in there for Green Mountain. Now played up ahead by number 7, Lindsay Sador, is also in there now for Castleton. So some substitutions, new players in there with 5:12 to go. Casey McGill now works it up ahead as it's headed by Castleton, looking for Lindsay Sador, but unable to find her. Now it's Jackie Lockwood. Gets it up to midfield. Played by Ethier, looking to lead a pass to Sador, but it's caught up to by Degassi, and Degassi will just let it roll out of play. And Castleton will look to throw it in. Goes to Sarah Ethier. Ethier back for Hoxie. Nice little move around Shearer. Here's Hoxie, throws it right in the middle of the field, and Jablonski there to break it up. With it now, Kelly Tatro. Goes cross field now for Courtney Chadburn. Tips it up ahead to Caldwell. Caldwell to Ethier. Knocked aside by Emma Lord, but now Ethier catches back up. Tries a long lead pass and is able to find that pass up ahead. As with it now is Jamie Moore. Moore with a sharp angle shot, and that goes out of play, so it'll be Green Mountain ball here with 3:54 to go. A 3-0 lead for the Spartans. A couple of goals by Courtney Chadburn and Sarah Ethier with the initial goal by the Spartans.
Yeah, and it seems that all the action now, John, I mean, the first 3 minutes it seemed that Green Mountain was going to have some pressure on offensively, but just since then it has been all Castleton. The ball has just consistently stayed in the offensive half for Castleton for basically the last 40 minutes.
And I got to say, I do like the fact that they're letting them play. A big collision there with Bryn Campbell and I think it was Katie Jablonski for the Eagles, and I thought maybe there'd be a whistle there, but they're letting them play here today.
Yeah, they are, which is nice. There's been some, this game is getting progressively more physical, but nothing cheap or dirty. Just people playing soccer and getting into it, and it's always more enjoyable to be able to watch them play. You know what else I love? The fact that none of these ladies are taking falls and grabbing their ankles and being carted off and then running back on like you see professional soccer players do all the time, which just drives me nuts. So it's nice to see that just amateurs thoroughly enjoying the game and playing as hard as they are.
It's been a very clean game so far, and I mean clean in both ways. As you mentioned, clean with not a lot of dirty play, if any at all, and just a clean game overall. Here's Kelly Tatro, tried to feed Lockwood, but it was headed away there by Gilbert. Now it's Sarah Ethier. Broken up nicely there by Lord, near side. Up to Shearer, goes off her foot, and Hoxie will play it now for Castleton. Here's Katie Hoxie, try to feed Lockwood, but broken up nicely by Heel. Now it's Shearer, try to go back to Riso, and kicked ahead by Ethier. Lindsay Sador trying to catch up to it. Now it is Mackenzie Gage. Gage feeds it right up the middle, but coming out to play it is Karen Davidson, and she'll grab it, get it out of harm's way. 2:04 to go here in the first period. Davidson hits it a mile high, but knocked down by Tatro. Now it's Jamie Moore, far side here for Castleton. Broken up, nice job by Birch. Birch at midfield. Trying to hold off the defending player there, that is Caitlin Caldwell. Goes back to Jablonski, and she'll just knock it up ahead. It's headed there by Hoxie. And now it's Caitlin Caldwell. Again, Castleton very patient. And they can afford to be with a 3-0 lead. Now it's Ethier midfield. Back for Tatro. Now to Carissa Chadburn. Gave it up, broken up. Headed there by number 14, Mackenzie Gage for Castleton, but re-scooped up here by Emma Lord. Now to Jablonski. Off her foot, played by Caldwell. Now it's Jamie Moore trying to lead a pass ahead for Sador, but nice job there of coming back on defense by Emily Heel. Less than a minute to go here in the first period. 3-0 lead for Castleton. We'll have the men's soccer coming up after this one at 6 o'clock as Castleton will again take on Green Mountain. And here's the corner kick here with 40 seconds to go for Castleton. It's put right in the middle, headed by number 14. That was Mackenzie Gage, but whistled down. And it'll be Green Mountain ball.
Yeah, Gage was jostling for position with someone, but it turned out to be the goalkeeper, and you kind of have to let them have, I think, a clean chance to get to the ball. And by impeding the keeper's progress, they gave the ball back to Green Mountain.
Kimberly Blank now to Erin Birch. This is Jablonski now for Green Mountain. Tips it to Lord, but taken away by Lockwood for Castleton. She couldn't control. Now it's Jablonski. Pass a bit over the head of Taylor Riso and out of play, so Castleton will throw it in. But that will do it, though, for the first period as time expires. And after one period, it's a 3-0 lead for Castleton on goals by Sarah Ethier, coming at the 17:36 mark. Courtney Chadburn getting the second goal for Castleton at the 14:38 mark. And Courtney Chadburn again, her second goal of the game at her 15th of the year at the 9:06 mark. And again, it's a 3-0 lead here after the first period on the Merchants Bank NSN Broadcast Network. We'll get Chad's comments and more coming up here in our intermission show. Again, it's a 3-0 lead for Castleton over Green Mountain. You're listening in to the Merchants Bank NSN Broadcast Network.
Why did I choose Castleton?
Castleton is big enough, so there's a lot to do. It's small enough so I can really get involved.
Sports,
Theater and music,
radio and TV,
internships and community service. There's a real sense of community.
And the improvements on campus mean more opportunities.
And Castleton is in Vermont.
That means hiking, biking, skiing, and riding.
Visit castleton.edu to learn more about Castleton.
John Lawrence and Chad Bliss back here at Spartan Stadium. We're here at the half. It's a 3-0 lead for Castleton on the Merchants Bank NSN Broadcast Network. And glad you could join us here for game number 2 of our triple header. We had field hockey right before this one, as it was the College of St. Joseph's, Maine, beating Castleton by a final score of 4-3 in overtime. Very exciting overtime finish to that game. Didn't go the way that Castleton would have liked it to, but still a very exciting finish for that game. Great action, 7-on-7 in the sudden death overtime. A bit methodical at the beginning, Chad, of that first period, but then things started to pick up a little bit as Castleton started clicking a little bit with those long lead passes, trying to break Courtney Chadburn, again the leading scorer here for the Spartans, and finally able to break through with a couple of goals after Sarah Ethier made it a 1-0 lead at the 17:36 mark.
Yeah, and we talked about it. We talked about the fact that they just didn't seem to be clicking, and what it took to get Castleton to click was a couple set pieces. The first was Courtney Chadburn hitting the crossbar on a kick from probably about 18 to 20 yards out, and it hung up there for a while. Ethier was able to get underneath it and head the ball into the back of the net. And then the second goal, again off a set piece, the near sideline to us, able to hit it to the center, about right in front of the shorter of the two boxes, and Chadburn was able to track it down and head that one in. So it went from a game that was kind of very, like you said, methodical, and Castle was just taking its time, trying to find its best opportunities, to two quick goals, and then finally, after what we thought was just a phenomenal play by Davidson, keeping the ball, keeping Chadburn from scoring, the ball squeaking down, sliding right to the goal mouth, and a bunch of players fell, and one of the Green Mountain players falling on it, her hand hitting it, so leading to a penalty kick, took away what was a phenomenal play by Davidson to get in there. She's done a very good job as we look at the stats. And 14 shots, 10 of those shots on goal, so 6 saves and a half is a heck of a lot when your team's only got 1 shot on goal. So Davidson's doing an admirable job, but this is just a very good Castleton team that is averaging over 3 goals a game in conference play, and well, they've already got 3 here in the first half.
And play, like we mentioned, it was going, it was kind of in that middle part of the field for quite a bit of time, and it looked as if Green Mountain was, and they were doing a nice job of breaking up plays, but again, just being a little bit too maybe defensive, not really generating much in the way of offense with a 1 shot on goal here in the first period. So that's something that they're going to have to look to do, as far as maybe try the same type of plays where they try to lead people up, but it just seems as if Castleton has always got somebody back there. They're very quick defenders, Katie Hoxie and Kelly Tatro. You've got some defenders back there who are very seasoned. They've been around for a couple of years, and it's going to be a tough nut to crack here, I would imagine, for Green Mountain in this second period.
Yeah, and especially with a 3-goal lead, now Castleton can really sag back and try to prevent any sort of goal at all. But one thing I've noticed is Castleton seems to have 3 defenders back at all times, and a lot of the time on the counterattack when Castleton is coming down, they have 2 or 3 attackers going against just 1 defender. So I mean, Green Mountain is probably going to have to really push to attack to try to get some shots on goal, but they're going to leave themselves exposed to that counterattack. And again, we haven't seen it yet, but at some point Castle's going to break through and have a good opportunity on that counterattack when they have Chadburn running down the sideline with someone else or whoever's in it at that point, because there were so many opportunities where the ball was just a little too far, just a step behind someone, where if they start connecting on that, they could put up 3 more goals in a hurry as well. And that being said, what we saw the first 3 minutes from Green Mountain, if they can get back into that, trying to attack as opposed to just kind of getting the ball and kicking it ahead and hoping someone runs underneath it, if they can get something a little more organized and get some, get the attack back in their favor, 1 goal could change the momentum and really help them out. But if Castleton comes out and scores the first goal, this could almost get out of hand, because a 4-0 lead in soccer is as close to insurmountable as you can really get.
Well, and it seems as if Green Mountain 2 doesn't have they don't have quite the depth that Castleton does as far as just the amount of players that they can throw out there. And I would imagine the fatigue factor is really going to come into effect. I mean, we saw some great defensive plays by Green Mountain in that first period. Celie Degassi, we mentioned. Maggie Shearer, I thought was pretty good, along with Erin Birch and Emma Lord. But again, especially Degassi, I thought she did a great job, as best you can, on a player like Courtney Chadburn for quite a while there. They tried the double team with Emily Heel coming back too, and that seemed to work for a while, as we mentioned, the fact that Castleton just wasn't clicking there early on. But again, coming back with the 3 goals here, Ethier and 2 more by Courtney Chadburn. But the one player that we, for Green Mountain that we thought maybe we could see some offense from, Taylor Riso, we haven't really called her name a whole lot. But again, when you got those great defenders for Castleton that have been able to neutralize that play right in the mid part of the field, and with Castleton being so patient offensively too, I would imagine that's got to be a little bit frustrating for the Green Mountain players and for players in general. When you get the team that says, well, okay, we're not going to just throw the ball away here. We're just going to, we'll play with it back here in the backfield a little bit, move it around, and when we see something we like, then we'll move it upfield.
Yeah, and I'm also wondering if the lack of depth is hurting Green Mountain, because you see that Taylor Riso, as you mentioned, is the leading scorer for Green Mountain, but doesn't seem to be in the offensive end a whole lot when her team is. So I'm wondering if maybe there's been some injuries and they've had to maybe take her out of her regular position or change the game plan away from taking her from an attacking role, because she does have all 4 game-winning goals for Green Mountain, and she's taken the most shots at 37. So clearly your best goal scorer isn't getting in opportunities either, and that's going to be kind of disheartening when as a team you're not getting many, but it's almost like your leading goal scorer is been taken out of the game by this solid defense played by Castleton.
Well, Sarah Ethier with her 2nd goal of the season. She started off the scoring, and again, Courtney Chadburn with 2 goals, her 14th and 15th on the year. You mentioned game winners. Courtney Chadburn with 6 game winners. If the score holds up, she wouldn't get it here today, but get a couple of goals for her, and she's the leading goal scorer here for Castleton. We mentioned the shots on goal, 10 for Castleton, so Karen Davidson very active back there. She's been in the play a lot. And for Erica Davis, it's been a relatively quiet first period for her, as there was just 1 shot on goal, and that coming from Maggie Shearer. And that was about it offensively here today for Green Mountain. But we'll see what happens here in the second period, as again both teams starting to warm up a little bit, getting set for the second period action. So players like Degassi, like we mentioned for Green Mountain, an opportunity to kind of rest a little bit, get set for that second period without the same depth as Castleton. And for head coach Chris Chapdelaine, that's a great thing to be able to do, to have that kind of depth, to be able to say, okay, well, this Courtney Chadburn, we'll take her out for a little bit. We'll throw in to Sarah Ethier. Sarah Ethier comes in and she gets a goal. And it's a nice thing to have when you've got that kind of depth, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely, because you can go through your team in situations like this where you're up 3-0. After her 2nd goal, Courtney Chadburn took a seat on the bench. And anytime you can rest your best players at any point in a game, it helps you throughout the season, because you don't get those tired legs. And especially in a game like soccer where there's no real break in the action. It's 45 minutes of constant movement. Now you get to kind of jog here and there, but I don't care. If you're constantly moving for 45 minutes and exerting full energy, it's going to wear on you, especially the longer your season goes. And obviously this team, undefeated in conference play, has high aspirations to continue this deep through through the playoffs, and that have their eyes on maybe a conference championship and going past that. So anytime you can take your team, and he did sub pretty liberally, which, if you're up 3-0, take the opportunity to get some players some rest. And I'm sure he'll come back out with his starters here to start the second half. But nonetheless, it gets those younger players some experience, which is always important for the following years of building a program or continuing a program at a high level. But also it gets your best players some time on the bench and able to catch your breath. And you know as well as I do, this running around when it's cold, your lungs burn. It seems to burn just a little bit more when it's as cold as it is, as the sun's starting to go down, so the temperature started to drop. But nonetheless, this Castleton team is very impressive. You can see why they're undefeated in conference play.
And again, Coach Chapdelaine able to get out some players, as we mentioned, some of the substitutions, like junior Jamie Moore got in there, number 23, number 19, Jackie Lockwood, who's a sophomore, Mackenzie Gage, who's a freshman, number 14, all saw some time there in that toward the end of the first period. So That's definitely a bonus here for the Castleton coaching staff to be able to do that and give some of those players a rest with a 3-0 lead. It's Erica Davis, the goalkeeper, off to our left, and again, Karen Davidson, who made 7 saves in that first period, facing 10 shots on goal. The goalkeeper off to our right. And we are underway as Courtney Chadburn goes back in her own zone as Jilliana Simon able to feed it over for Megan Blongy near side. Blongy now to Ledoux, taps it ahead now to Gherkin. Gherkin's pass misconnection with Watchholder, kicked ahead by Degassi. Now it is Astor. Astor now to Birch. Birch gave it up to Hoxie for Castleton. Here's Katie Hoxie. Up to Gherkin. Nice move around Jablonski. Gherkin now to Courtney Chadburn. Double team taken away by Jablonski for a moment, but Ledoux able to kick it up ahead, looking for the lead pass for Jablonski, but back there defensively was Emma Lord, and she kicks it out of play. Blongy now to Ledoux. Deep in Green Mountain territory. Blongy now, but a whistle. And Green Mountain will play it. Not sure what the call was there, but may have been an infraction away from the ball. As Ledoux able to work it up, and it was Maria Arnott. Arnott looking for Gherkin, couldn't control. Now it's Jablonski. Jablonski gave it up. Now it's Saforza, back to Hoxie, up ahead to Gherkin. Gherkin tried the lead pass for Arnott, but it squibbles in on Davidson, and she'll play it for Green Mountain. Here's Davidson with a boot, up to midfield, played by Hoxie here for Castleton. Try to feed it for Gherkin, couldn't control. Now Birch takes it over, nice move at midfield. Goes over far side, looking over for Riso. Riso covered there nicely by Saforza. But here comes Green Mountain with a chance, broken up by Hoxie. Nice job. It just seems as if, again, Green Mountain, when they get a chance to get something going, you have a Hoxie back there or a Carissa Chadburn, and nice job there by Hoxie of breaking it up. This is Brittany Roberts. Try to lead pass. A well-off connection there as Astor was looking for it. And now it'll be played by Davis. Erica Davis with 1 save in that first period. Off a shot by Maggie Shearer. Lone shot in the period by Green Mountain. As here's the boot by Davis. Headed up to Maria Arnott, now to Ledoux, surrounded by Eagles, but comes away with the ball. Lead pass left wing side now for Saforza, headed by Arnott. She'll try to chase it down, but it's played by Heel, and she'll kick it out of play. Now here's Saforza to throw it in for Castleton. Early going second period, a 3-0 lead for Castleton on goals by Ethier and 2 from Courtney Chadburn. As sister Carissa Chadburn now plays it in the backfield. Up to Watchholder. He's got some room. Marissa Watchholder, lead pass now for Arnott, but it is Degassi there to break it up. Arnott, though, still able to punch it in front, as now Ledoux will look for the chance. Steered aside there nicely by Heel. A shot coming in as it just squibbles in on goaltender Karen Davidson, and she'll grab it. Bit of a broken play, but Ledoux looking for the opportunity. As now Hoxie will play it in the backfield here for Castleton. Gave it up. Maggie Shearer with it. Maggie Shearer looking to get a lead pass to Astor, but she wasn't breaking toward the net, as Erica Davis there to grab it for Castleton. And the boot by Davis. A little bit past Kelly Gherkin. Played by Heel. Long pass up ahead, too far for Shearer. And now it's played by Blongy, near side. Nice move around Jablonski. Here's Megan Blongy out of Rutland High School. Gave it up to Birch at midfield. And Birch trying to lead a pass for Astor. She'll try to chase it down with Carissa Chadburn coming back. Here's Astor. Sends it out in front, but a good scoop up there by Davis, and she'll roll it right out to Ledoux.
Yeah, and not a bad opportunity there for Green Mountain. Get the ball in the middle from that wing and see if you have it out front. Unfortunately for Green Mountain, the pass just a bit behind, so able to be scooped up and saved by the keeper. But they seem to be putting a little more pressure on than they were at the end of the first half.
Nice takeaway by Roberts. Try to lead Shearer, and that looks like it will go out of play. Shearer just kind of ran out of gas, so it will be Castleton. I'll take over here. A little under 40 minutes to go in this second period, rather. 3-0 Castleton lead. Here's Erica Davis with the boot here for Castleton. Gets it up to midfield looking for Gherkin. Broken up by Heel. Now it's Shearer. Now to Birch. Aaron Birch, lead pass for Astor, just a little bit too far for her, but it was, I believe, offside anyway. Nice look there, though, to Astor. She's been a bit aggressive offensively here in this second period.
Yeah, they really are taking a few more chances, it seems, and a little better organization too than they had in the first half.
Astor, a freshman from Milltown, New Jersey. This ball back up in midfield. Here's Ashley Ledoux for Castleton. Got it back to Simon, who got it up to midfield. Now it's Arnott. Arnott trying to lead a pass for Blongy. Nice pass. Here comes Megan Blongy. Blongy right in the middle of Courtney Chadburn. Chadburn has it, but there is Degassi to knock it away. What a great defensive play there, coming back by number 17, Seal Degassi.
Yeah, we said her name a ton today, John, and just shows why there again, battling with Chadburn and both of them behind the keeper and able to just knock the ball away from what should have been a sure goal from Courtney Chadburn.
Those two players have battled throughout the day, Degassi and Chadburn. And here's Courtney Chadburn with a corner kick. Goes right into the goal mouth, and a nice job there coming out, Karen Davidson. Gets it up to midfield, headed up by Maggie Shearer. Given back up is Watchholder with it now. Nice move. Got it to Gherkin. Now to Ledoux. Try to go back to Gherkin. Broken up by Shearer. Now it's played by Simon. Now to Megan Blongy. Set up that last opportunity for Castleton. Now to Arnott. Arnott got bumped out there by Emily Heel. And Castleton will look to throw in as Blongy missed Gherkin. Broken up by Birch. Over the head there of Simon. And Simon goes back to Carissa Chadburn. Try to feed it back over for Simon, but it went out of play, so Green Mountain will play it. Here's the throw in by Lord, broken up by Watchholder. Nice lead pass now for Megan Blongy. Blongy down the right wing side. Trying to work her way around Emily Heel and does. A lead pass in for Maria Arnott. Comes in on the break. Here's Arnott. Takes the shot and she scores past Karen Davidson. It's a 4-0 lead for Castleton. 37-13 to go here in the second period.
And a nice job by Blongy taking the ball up the near sideline, able to get by one defender and corral the ball, and just saw a streaking Arnott and right down the middle of the field, and really nothing Davidson could do there. She laid out forward, just wasn't able to get a hand on it, and it was just one on none, and a good strong finish by Arnott.
And for Arnott, that's her second goal of the season here in her 15th game. She's had 33 shots on goal. That leads the team. Or check that, I apologize. That's second on the team behind Chadburn, who's got 39. So it's just a matter of time before Arnott, you would think it would finally start to work for her, and it did there, and she gives Castleton a 4-0 lead. Played away by Degassi, as it's up for Brittany Roberts. Roberts lost control to Hoxie, and now it's Ledoux. Ledoux with some time. Tries to lead a pass to Courtney Chadburn. Broken up momentarily, but taken back by Gherkin. Her pass for Chadburn goes too far as Degassi there to break it up. Plays it along the near side, but Blongy is there for Castleton. There's Megan Blongy. Couple of moves, nice shot, save, rebound, score by Courtney Chadburn.
And a great move by Blongy there to get an open look and the left-footed shot just seemed to move a little bit on Davidson. Davidson not able to pull it in, and Courtney Chapman right there on the doorstep to put it in for the hat trick today.
And for Megan Blongy, a couple of nice assists there. She set that one up for Courtney Chadburn, and Chadburn is like a shark there down low. Boy, I saw that with a hat trick up in Linden, and she will make it count when she has to, and she did there. Hat trick for Courtney Chadburn, a 5-0 lead.
Yeah, good players score in many ways, and every once in a while you get the right place and the right time one, but she certainly earned all 3 of her goals today, and you can see why she has, 16 goals on the year, John? Is that what she's up to now?
16 goals, yeah.
Wow.
One of the leading scorers in the North Atlantic Conference, as now Degassi gets together there with Gherkin, and Degassi called on the infraction, so Castleton will take over right at midfield. Just under 36 minutes to go here in the second period. A 5-0 lead for Castleton. As here's the boot by Carissa Chadburn. Knocked down by Degassi. Goes back deep, but it's played up ahead by Corey Gilbert. Back in midfield for Carissa Chadburn. Unable to play it there was Blank. And now it's Simon. Now to Watchholder for Castleton. Carissa Watchholder trying to lead Sforza. Broken up nicely by Riso. Ledoux had it for a moment. Now it's Watchholder for Castleton. Got around Jablonski. Nice move. Here's a long pass. It hits off the head of... Okay, hit off the head of Ledoux, but they called it offside, I believe.
I think you're right.
As it was Blongy who was quite a bit ahead of the play there. Nice look there by Ledoux as Karen Davidson gets it up to midfield. Trying to play it was Blank for the Eagles, but broken up nicely by Simon, and Simon has it now for Castleton. Now for Ledoux. Ledoux, lead pass for Arnott. Hits off her hips, able to get it over now for number 14, Mackenzie Gage. And broken up, Ledoux, though, able to head it back to Watchholder. Here's Watchholder, gets away from Astor. Watchholder gets the return pass, has some time. Hits off the head of Degassi. Arnott now feeds it for Blongy. She's got to chase it down. Blongy along the near side, got away there from Blank. Nice job. Gave it up, though, to Birch, and Birch able to clear it aside. Back to midfield. It's Chadburn now to Gherkin. This is Simon now to Ledoux. Ledoux got bumped there a little bit by heel, goes out of play. Check that. Here's a shot coming in by Blongy and a save by Davidson. Initially thought it went out of play, but continued play on as Castleton with a nice job there by Megan Blongy. Here's Davidson with a boot up now to Jablonski at midfield. He's got a little bit of room. Jablonski with one nice move, but again, broken up there by Hoxie. You can see why she was the defender of the week in the NAC and ECAC. Knocked ahead by Simon. Now it's Maria Arnott, and again, very patient back to Carissa Chadburn. Little tip pass from Gherkin, now to Simon. Simon trying to get it around Emma Lord, could not. Knocked out a play by Green Mountain, and Simon will throw it back in. .33 minutes to go here in the second period. A 5-0 lead for Castleton. Again, a hat trick from Courtney Chadburn. 2 in the first and 1 here in the second. Maria Arnott and Sarah Ethier, the other goals for Castleton.
And it looks like Green Mountain just made a change in goal, John. Karen Davidson coming off, and Chelsea Paul, number 30, the 5'10 freshman from Northville, New York, coming in to replace Davidson in the goal.
So she's a freshman. And she'll see some time back there now as it's Jablonski breaking that up for Green Mountain. Now it's Caitlin Caldwell trying to penetrate the zone, could not. Here's Hoxie with it. Now to Gherkin. Tried to tip it up ahead for Hoxie, but broken up nicely there as Emily Heel was able to knock it aside. And here's Sforza off the head of Degassi. And now played by Astor up in midfield. Trailing at 5-0, gave it up to Sforza. Now to Maria Arnott, who's got one of the goals for Castleton. Back for Sforza. Taken back by Green Mountain. Now played back up by Caitlin Caldwell. Arnott in pursuit. Being guarded by Corey Gilbert. Here's Arnott now to Ledoux. Ledoux got upended there by number 12 Emily Heel. No call there as they continue to play on. Here's Brittany Roberts. Try to lead pass up for Astor. Went too far for her. And scooped up by Erica Davis. Number 6, Caitlin Caldwell. Caldwell, a freshman out of Gorham, Maine. Gets it up to midfield now to Arnott. 31:19 to go here in the second period. Off the head of Jablonski for Green Mountain. Now it's Birch. Back over left wing side for Jablonski. This is Kimberly Blank. Now for Katie Jablonski out of West Rutland. Katie Jablonski near side, deep in the Castleton territory. Nice little tip pass from Blank. Looking again for Jablonski. Ridden off the play by Simon. And it goes out of play off of Jablonski, so it will be Castleton ball. Nice look up ahead to Jablonski. It looks like she is just exhausted out there.
Well, she's another one we've mentioned a lot, John. You know, we've talked about Degassi, but Jablonski in the midfield role has just been all over the field, and he seems to be contesting every pass inside the 20-yard lines, that full 60-yard area. She just seems to be everywhere in between.
Corey Gilbert coming together with Mackenzie Gage, and I believe the call on Gage there is Green Mountain will play it here with 30:10 to go in the second period. Up ahead now to Roberts. Roberts tried a tip pass, but it's broken up by Hoxie. Let's see if she can keep it in, but she cannot. And Emily Heel, the sophomore out of East Bethany, New York, able to get it into Brittany Roberts. Roberts can't control as Hoxie was there to break it up. Now Roberts gets it back. Roberts over for Blank. Blank lost control as Simon able to break it up. Goes right wing side to Megan Blongy. Blongy right up the middle looking for Arnott. Broken up there by Emily Heel. Heel now to Degassi. Degassi gave it up. Sarah Ethier there to take it. Back for Simon. Now back for Ethier. Nice move around Degassi as Ethier leads a pass up ahead for Blongy. Got a little bit of room. Able to send it right out in front. Nice job as trying to get that in front was number 14 for Castleton, Mackenzie Gage, but kicked out of play by Green Mountain. Mackenzie Gage has got a goal on the season in 10 games. Looking for her second there. And Gage will do the booting from the corner. Here's the boot by Gage as it floats in on new netminder Chelsea Paul and has no problem with that. And the freshman goaltender taking over for Karen Davidson, who, you know, for all intents and purposes had a pretty good game. Not much she could do on most of those goals here for Green Mountain.
Yeah, she didn't give up any bad goals. I mean, every goal that Castleton got certainly was a well-played goal. It wasn't something that Davidson should have corralled or anything. It was just, a team that scores a lot of goals and had a lot of chances today, and were able to get a few by her.
Here's Saforza midfield. Little tip pass looking inside there to Kelly Gherkin, and Gherkin got upended as she came together with Jablonski. I'm going to call that on Gherkin. An opportunity here for the Eagles of Green Mountain. Here's number 12, Emily Heel. Up ahead to midfield. We'll get it to Taylor Riso. Riso right up the middle again, but broke it up nicely there by Caitlin Caldwell. Now given back up is Corey Gilbert, able to go over for Roberts far side. Brittany Roberts was looking for Jablonski, but it was broken up by Gherkin. Now Simon there, along with Ethier, he has it now. And a lead pass right wing side looking for Blongy, but Degassi was there. And Degassi will be content to just knock it out of play. Blongy puts it back in play now to Simon. Juliana Simon out of Marlborough, Vermont. Now to Megan Blongy, who got around Katie Jablonski. There's Blongy with a lead pass, is trying to chase it down as Mackenzie Gage. Gage does catch up to it. Gage along the near side. Centers it, looking for Arnott breaking, but looked like she ran out of gas as well as Chelsea Paul came out to grab it. Long boot by Paul, headed by Astor. Astor will look to chase it down, but Erica Davis will come out to play it. Again, I have Patrick for Courtney Chadburn, Sarah Ethier, and also Maria Arnott with goals here today. A 5-0 lead for Castleton. Play called there as Ethier got tied up with Kimberly Blank, and the Eagles will take over. And here's the boot by Lord. Lord looking for Brianna Astor. And Erica Davis comes out to grab it, but offside on Green Mountain. Offside by quite a bit. And here's Davis with the boot here for Castleton. Right up the middle is Degassi, missed it. Played ahead by Lord. Now it is Carissa Chadburn. Goes back to her goalkeeper, Erica Davis. And Davis will knock it ahead right wing side. Is trying to chase it down. There is Blank for Green Mountain. Nice job by Simon of gathering it up. Pass for Blongi went out of play, but off a Green Mountain player. So Castleton will retain control. Gets it into Kelly Gherkin. Patiently back to Jilliana Simon. Up ahead a little bit too far for Mackenzie Gage. Gage, though, battles for it and is able to get control back. It's a pass from Arnott, but nice break up there as Degassi there to break it up, along with number 3, Kimberly Blank, and it knocks out a play off a Castleton player. Be played by Jablonski and also Emma Lord. 24:46 to go in the second period as Lord boots it ahead. Headed by Ethier, knocked down by Jablonski. Now played in midfield by number 12, Emily Heel. To Jablonski, who couldn't control. Now it's Ethier. Up ahead to Saforza, left wing side. Saforza, nice pass up to Arnott, who's got one of the goals here today for Castleton. Maria Arnott being guarded by Corey Gilbert. Now to Sarah Ethier, couldn't control, and there's Degassi again to break it up. Degassi being roughed up a little bit by Ethier, but gives it up to Hoxie. Now to Saforza, midfield. Back for Sarah Ethier. 5'10" freshman from Portsmouth, Rhode Island. You see a lot of good upside for Sarah Ethier as a freshman. As now it is Megan Blongi. Blongi gets it poked away from her by Erin Birch, and now it goes back for Kimberly Blank. Blank gave it up to Hoxie at midfield. And Hoxie just boots it ahead, looking for Arnott, but there to take it away is Corey Gilbert. She'll just kick it over to the far side, as having problems over there is Taylor Riso, and she'll just kick it out of play. Again, real aggressive play here by Castleton, and Saforza there, keeping the pressure on. Is substitution coming in, Maggie Shearer. And Brianna Astor will come out. 23 and change left here in the second period. A 5-0 lead for Castleton. We'll have the men's squaring off, Castleton and Green Mountain, coming up at 6 o'clock here tonight at Spartan Stadium. Here's Hoxie, goes cross field, but taken away by Blank. Now it's Simon grabbing it back for Castleton. Gave it up to Roberts. Just boots it up ahead. Nobody there for Green Mountain, and Davis will come out to play it. Here's Davidson up ahead for Gherkin. Misconnection with her. Now it's Blank. Left it off for Jablonski. Tries to chase it down and does. Simon guarding her. Jablonski right up the middle looking for Blank. Knocked down by Ethier.
Right about there is good.
Now it's Simon. Over for Ethier. He's got one of the goals here tonight for Castleton. Ethier, long lead pass looking for Gage. Gage trying to get away from her defender and Emily Heel. Heel able to kick it away. Nice job as Shearer now comes along, and she'll just boot it out of play.
Yeah, and Castleton really seems to have scaled back their attack, John. Looks like they're just really trying to get as much precision as they can on these passes. And speaking of Castleton, looks like mass substitution here as 3 new players checking in for Castleton.
And coming in will be Bryn Campbell, Brandy White, and also number 7, Lindsay Sador. And Gherkin will come out, Arnott and Saforza for Castleton. We'll get a high five from the coaching staff. It's been a very methodical game here today for Castleton, and probably just the way Coach Chapdelaine likes it. Knocked out a play again by Green Mountain. Castleton will throw it in as Brandy White will toss it into Mackenzie Gage. Now here's the long boot by Ethier, and that will sail up to Blongy, who heads it wide of the net. Nice look there, and nice job by Blongy catching up, just couldn't get it on net.
And Blanche's played a very good game, and if I'm not mistaken, she's only a freshman. Is that right? Yeah. And you talk about the bright future. Granted, you have some seniors on this team, but Courtney Chadburn is going to be back next year as only a junior, and Megan Blongy has done some very impressive things with the ball on her foot today. So a bright future for the #1 team in the NAC right now.
Future definitely is bright. Lindsay Sador with it. Now Mackenzie Gage booted it wide of new netminder Chelsea Paul, who'll come out to grab it. 20:26 to go here in the second period. Up in midfield, headed down by Castleton, with it is Simon. Simon goes back for Carissa Chadburn. Chadburn back in her own area as she works it up ahead now to number 7, Lindsay Sador. Now knocked ahead by Bryn Campbell, up to Gage. She couldn't control. Tries to chase it down and does. Nice job. Is now Ethier with it for Castleton. Goes back to Simon. Now to Carissa Chadburn. Goes over right wing side here for Megan Blongy, able to keep it in play. Here's Blongy with it. As Chad mentioned, the freshman with at least a couple of assists here today. Here's Blongy, able to put it out in front, and the header goes wide by Brandy White. Nice look there as White was breaking toward the net and just hit off the, I guess, the left side of her head and not able to aim that right into the net, but a good look there by Blongy and Brandy White.
Yeah, terrific placement there on the run at about 10 yards out from the goal, way on the near sideline, and perfectly placed at the far post. And like you said, just the Castleton player wasn't able to put her head on it to get it knocked in, but just a phenomenal placement on that ball from Blongy, who's kicked the ball with both her right and left foot. And I was wondering, the first couple of shots she took were left foot, and I was wondering if that was her dominant foot, but now I have no clue after the placement with that right-footed cross.
Castleton gets back control now, is with it number 13, Bryn Campbell. Try to lead pass up to White, but knocked aside there by Maggie Shearer and out of play. On that one play where Chelsea Paul did the booting there for Green Mountain, it looked like she didn't get quite the kickoff that she was looking for, as I saw her put her hands on her head like, oh man, what happened there? And here's a shot coming in and a save by Paul, as the shot coming in there from Mackenzie Gage, and Paul there to grab it. And there's Paul working it up ahead, looking for Brittany Roberts, but Hoxie is there to head it. There's Sarah Ethier, tries to control it and settle it down, and does. Goes back in the zone of Carissa Chadburn. Here's Chadburn going right wing side looking for Simon, but it goes to Blongy. Blongy controls now for Castleton. This is number 13, Bryn Campbell. Campbell up ahead now for Sador. Sador broken up there by Degassi. This is Campbell now. Given up to by Blank. Can't work it ahead though as Carissa Chadburn boots it up into Green Mountain territory. As Degassi was trying to catch up to it, she got tied up there with Gage, and the foul called against Degassi, and probably a good one to take there, as Mackenzie Gage would have been all alone. This will set up a good opportunity here for Castleton.
And almost identical on the opposite side of the field as the placement for the first goal that Castleton scored today.
And here's the pass in, looking for a breaking Brandy White. Just couldn't catch up to that. As a nice look again from Blongy to White. And just a little bit ahead of her. Went wide of the netminder as Blongy will come out now, and number 23, Jamie Moore, will come in. here's the boot by Emily Heel. Knocked down nicely by Sador. Sador now finds Gage. Gage with a good opportunity, has some room. Gage with a shot, saved by Paul, and she'll hold on. 16:44 to go here in the second period. Chelsea Paul with a boot. Goes out to midfield, headed by Ethier. Now over near side as Gage tries to play it. Got tied up there with Degassi. Here's Gage. He's got some room. Tries to find Sador. He gets over her head, but here's an opportunity here for Castleton. As with a chance there was Bryn Campbell, and she got knocked into. Nothing called. As good job there by Paul coming out and grabbing it. Here's Chelsea Paul, the freshman. Gets it out to midfield now for Blank. Kimberly Blank. It's a freshman from West Lebanon, New Hampshire, or rather West Lebanon, New York. And she'll kick it out of play, and Castleton will take control. Here's Simon. Goes back for Carissa Chadburn. He's got some time and sails it over the head of Lindsay Sador. It's played now by Birch. Now to Jablonski. Up ahead a little bit too far for breaking Taylor Riso, and Courtney Chadburn will just go back to Erica Davis. She'll boot it up ahead to Katie Hoxie. Hoxie trying to control and does. Gets it up to midfield, but played back by Emily Heel. Now Birch trying to get control here for the Eagles. Sarah Ethier working her over, and she gets called for the infraction. 15:20 to go here in the second period. 5-0 lead for Castleton. John Lawrence and Chad Bliss. Seth Brown is our producer. Up ahead now is Katie Hoxie, able to knock it down, and she works it up ahead. Trying to find Sador, couldn't find her. Now it's Jablonski over for Roberts, hit off of her. And played by Brandy White. Nice job up to Lindsay Sador. Able to put it up ahead and kicked ahead by Bryn Campbell, but we have a call going against the Eagles of Green Mountain. And Katie Hoxie will throw in here for Castleton. 14 and change to go here in the second period. And the boot here by Hoxie. Goes off the head of Bryn Campbell, and now to Sador. Lindsay Sador trying to put it in the middle as Mackenzie Gage was breaking. Couldn't find her. Good defensive play there by number 3, Kimberly Blank. And Bryn Campbell will do the booting here for Castleton with a corner kick. With 14:09 to go. Here's the boot by Campbell. It's headed in front as Mackenzie Gage able to go back to Jamie Moore, and she kicks it well wide of the netminder. And Chelsea Paul will play it here for Green Mountain. Again, we'll have game number 3 of our triple header here today at Spartan Field, or Spartan Stadium, I should say. As Castleton and Green Mountain will hook up on the men's side. Here's Jablonski. Jablonski up ahead now for Brittany Roberts. Roberts can't control. And now it's Kelly Gherkin here for Castleton. Gherkin off the shin of Jablonski, can't control, but now Mackenzie Gage gets a hold of it and leads Kelly Gherkin with it. Gherkin will feed it up ahead. Nice pass to Jamie Moore. Moore comes together there with Emily Heel. Moore controls. Moore with a shot, actually more of a pass, but it's knocked out of play by Emma Lord. Again, Castleton in good control of this game for a long period of time, and we'll move on to 8-5-2 record and a perfect 6-0 in North Atlantic Conference play. As the boot goes over as Brandy White tried to control, could not. Now Maggie Shearer able to work it up ahead, but too far for Roberts, and goes out of play. And ball is inbounded now to Kristen Wicks, seeing some time. This is Moore along the far side, try to get it into Gage. Gage battling there with Emily Heel, and call goes against Gage, and it'll be Eagles ball. And the boot up ahead is knocked down by Castleton. Number 21, Brandy White, Try to find Sador. Sador now is able to catch up to it, gets the chance, takes the shot, but a nice block. Here's Sador again. Comes together there with number 3, puts it in, and a Castleton score here. It's a 6-0 game. Is a good follow-through there by Lindsay Sador, and it's now 6-0 in favor of Castleton, 11:56 to go.
Yeah, and you said it there, John. Sador kept with it, had a couple shots stopped, and then was just battling for the ball right there about 5 yards out from the goal, and able to just corral it and keep the ball with the low strike and just on the left-hand side of the keeper, and now it's 6-0 Castleton. And how many players is that? Is that 4 players that have scored now today?
That, I believe, is correct. You've got Ethier, you got Chad Byrne, Arnaud, and now Lindsay Sador.
So really spreading the wealth and everyone getting into the action today. And this is valiant an effort as Green Mountain has put out. It just shows how good this Castleton team really is, because Green Mountain came into this game at 500 in conference play, under 500 overall, but when you're looking at the same competition, Green Mountain was 2-2-1, Castleton 5-0, and averaging over 3 goals a game, and adding to that now with 6 today, and still you never know if they could put another one on the board, just because they're constantly attacking with that precision passing and always looking to almost always looking to make that extra pass and find that perfect setup. And really just a phenomenal performance today from Castleton.
Well, I was going to mention that Corey Gilbert, I thought was going to be able to break those 2 plays up by Lindsay Sador, and she actually broke up one of them, made the block in front. Kind of looked down at my sheet for just a moment to see if that was Gilbert, and just as I did that, Lindsay Sador was able to put it past goaltender Chelsea Paul for the 6th goal of the game.
Yeah, she was able to just turn on it, pick it back up, and turn and just slam it home again for just another goal for Castleton.
Brandy White trying to feed it in front to Mackenzie Gage, knocked aside there nicely by Gilbert. And Gilbert's had a nice game today, and so has Degassi, and as we mentioned, Jablonski has been out there for the majority of the game here today. Maggie Shearer had a shot in the first period. As here's the corner kick by Castleton, headed by Jablonski and worked up ahead by Taylor Riso. Played just about at midfield now by Simon. Kicked ahead by Carissa Chadburn. And it's worked up ahead. That was Bryn Campbell up to Brandy White. Brandy White, avoiding the double team, is able to work it to Bryn Campbell. Campbell trying to center it, looking for Sador. Almost caught up to it, but Paul comes out to grab it. And here's the boot by Chelsea Paul up in midfield. Avoiding that was Kristen Wicks. Unable to catch up to it is Carissa Chadburn. Up to Sador. Bounces off her and over near side for Jamie Moore. Moore to Sador, is Sador now trying to center it, knocked aside by Jablonski. This is Taylor Riso, now to Birch, who just kicks it ahead and chasing it down, Carissa Chadburn. Also in pursuit is Kimberly Blank for Green Mountain. Castleton able to control it. Here's Simon, now to Chadburn. Nice move around Riso, up ahead, but headed by Degassi. Castleton gets it back as here's Moore, broken up by Blank, and she'll kick it out of play. Well, the fight's still with the Eagles here. They're giving it their all. But again, Castleton, as we've mentioned throughout, how deep they are and how talented.
Yeah, it's a very dangerous combination when you're as deep as they are and as talented as this Castleton team is. But you're right, Green Mountain has just tried to keep as much pressure as they can throughout the game, but it seems that they've only been able to do it in spurts because of their lack of depth. Castleton cycling people in and out, but Green Mountain really just having to rely on that 5-minute burst, trying to get some shots on goal, and if it's not there, you use up so much energy without it. Really, there is, I think, 2 or 3 players on the bench for Green Mountain, so they're really short-handed, and Castleton could field. Castleton could have an inter-squad scrimmage right now because they have 11, 12 people on the bench. So,
you know what? I just saw a couple of plays there by Degassi that just scares the life out of me, and I'm sure for anybody, well, I'll get back to that in just a minute. Here's Aaron Birch with an attempt trying to find Taylor Riso, but broken up by Castleton, is when you go to head the ball and the opposing player is trying to head it at the same time. I saw Wicks and Degassi come together, and I thought, boy, this could be really bad, but thankfully Wicks kind of pulled away at just the last moment. One of those scary plays is here's Degassi with it now.
Yeah, because when you're going to head the ball, you're fully exposed, and two players is trying to smash their head against the ball, and God forbid those heads meet, because that is going to lead to a very ugly situation at the very least.
Worked up ahead by Lindsay Sidor, and she catches up to it. Looks to pass it up ahead to herself as Emily Heel, though, able to break it up, and looks like she will just knock it out of play. Good job there by Heel of coming back.
Yeah, a very nice play by Heel. They're able to close on Sidor and get ahead of her and knock the ball out of bounds, and even knocked it off to the sideline, so it's going to be a throw-in as opposed to giving Castle another opportunity at a corner kick.
Here's Jamie Moore on the throw-in with 6:58 to go. Gets it into Sidor, now back for Moore. Here's Jamie Moore with a centering feed, looking for Brandy White. Now here's an opportunity in front by Bryn Campbell. Scoots in on Paul, and she's able to scoop it up. One of those things, too, when you have the young players come in, they, of course, want to score as well. As giving the ball up there was Erica Davis for just a moment. Here comes Katie Jablonski. Jablonski with an opportunity out in front. And here is number 8. That is Taylor Riso with a squib shot in. May have been going wide, but grabbed up by Davis. What I was going to say is that you get these young freshmen and sophomores that come in. They want to score, too. But at the same time, you don't want to look like you're running up the score. But you can't blame those players for being aggressive offensively.
No, absolutely not, especially if it's players that don't see a lot of action. You can never get upset with them for trying to score. The only time you can ever be frustrated as a coach or a player if you feel like the score is being run up on you is when the start is left in to the very end. And Coach Chapladine, did I say that right?
Chapdelaine,
thank you. He's done a great job cycling his players in and out, and it's inevitable that in a game like this, someone that comes off the bench is going to score. So he's done a good job trying to manage the game from getting out of hand.
One of those young players we just were talking about, Jamie Moore, with a good job defensively there, as Degassi was trying to get a scoring attempt on Davis, able to break that up, and now Davis will kick off here for Castleton with 5:12 to go here in this game. And Davis with a boot right up the middle, broken down by Church. Now it's Jablonski. Now over for Birch. Now for Shearer, right wing side. Brandy White almost took it away, now does. Here's White. Nice lead pass for Wicks. Broken up by Shearer. Shearer and White come together as the ball squirts out of play. And they say it went off of White, so Shearer will throw it in here for Green Mountain. Off the heels there of Taylor Riso. Squirts out of play once again. This time it'll be Castleton's ball, as White will look to throw in with 4:30 to go. Now to Lindsay Sidor. Got it over for Campbell for just a moment. Broken up by Green Mountain. Here's Bryn Campbell. Lead pass too far for Sidor. Broken up by Gilbert. And Gilbert will kick it ahead, but not too far as Gherkin able to head it. Here's Jablonski now for Birch. And Birch will whack it ahead, looking for a lead pass for Roberts, but there to chase it down was Caldwell, and she kicks it out of play. 3:56 to go here in the game. 6-0 lead for Castleton on 3 goals by Courtney Chadburn leading the way. Maria Arnott with a goal. Lindsay Sidor and Sarah Ethier, the first goal for Castleton. Throw in by Green Mountain goes to Taylor Riso. Riso, nice work offensively there, but broken up by Caitlin Caldwell. Brandy White now to Bryn Campbell. Campbell knocked away from her by Birch. And Birch knocking it out of play, so Castleton will inbounds. Now is Simon getting it up for Lindsay Sidor. Broken up as Gherkin now will play it here for Castleton. There's Kelly Gherkin. Goes over far side looking for Moore. Degassi almost there to break it up. Now she'll chase it down near side. Degassi kicks it up ahead for Blank. Blank just tips it, but it'll go out of play, so Castleton will take control. And this is Simon in for Chadburn. It's got some time. She'll take her time and get it up as Simon couldn't control, and it goes out of play. Check that. That's Lockwood in there as well. And this is Degassi throwing it in. Jablonski there. Went off of Moore. Jablonski will go back now. It's number 12, Emily Heel, and she'll work it over for Roberts, far side. Tipped up ahead by Shearer. Knocked away there by Caldwell. And Shearer able to work it up ahead, but it'll flip out of play. 2:05 to go here in the game. Erica Davis has been in there the whole time for Castleton. Hasn't seen a lot of action back there, but she'll come away with a win here today, as well as Castleton, of course, and they'll go 8-5-2 on the season and 6-0 in NAC play. Gherkin heads it up for Lockwood. And now worked up ahead by Gherkin. This is Gherkin with it now, Kelly Gherkin. Now for Bryn Campbell here with 1:23 to go. Knocked aside as Jablonski gets it up to midfield. Jablonski comes together there with Kristen Wicks. Now to Sador. Broken up as Blank had it for just a moment and now cleared aside. And it will go out of play here with 1:05 to go in the game.
And probably a safe bet there from Green Mountain as Castleton's starting to put the pressure on yet again. Just clear it out. Even if it goes out of bounds, just get it down out of your side of the field and let your defense get a second to regroup and hopefully be able to get out of this game without giving up another goal.
Jablonski will inbound here for Green Mountain. Now to Degassi with 44 to go in the game. Broken away by Gherkin. Lead pass up to Lockwood. Lockwood's got some room, but she was offside.
Yeah, just again, just a step off sides, and if Castleton's timing can get right, geez, they can really they have a lot of great opportunities that in whistle just slightly offsides.
Inbound, it went off Jablonski. Now Degassi able to feed it to Taylor Riso. Riso broken up though nicely there as back on defense was Lockwood. Jamie Moore trying to control. Degassi now in on the offensive scheme of things as it's knocked away by Simon here with 5 seconds to go. And that'll do it here for the second game of our triple header. An impressive win here today for Castleton. They go 8-5-2 on the year, 6-0 in NAC play. And for Green Mountain, they fall to 4-8-1, 2-3-1 in NAC play. But again, a nice win here today and a nice chance for Coach Chapdelaine to be able to rest players like Courtney Chadburn and Katie Hoxie. And as you mentioned, as you go down the stretch here, especially with just a handful of games to go, maybe 6 games or so to go, it's a good opportunity for those players to rest a little bit and move on to the next game, which will be, they'll be playing Cobleskill here 4 days from now. 7 o'clock start time. Don't forget, we'll be back here for one more Castleton women's game coming up on the 23rd as they will host Johnson State. That'll be a 5 o'clock start time on the 23rd, and we'll have that for you here on the NSN Broadcast Network. So, again, Castleton wins it by a score of 6-0. We'll take a quick check of the scoring summary once again. The Castleton Spartans getting on the board at the 17:36 mark of the first period as Sarah Ethier getting the goal, and for Sarah Ethier, her second goal of the year. Courtney Chadburn breaking through at the 14:38 mark, and that was the 14th goal of the year for Courtney Chadburn. That made it 2-0. Chadburn making it 3-0 at the 9:06 mark of the first period. That's her 15th of the year. Then in the second, it was 3 more goals here by Castleton as Maria Arnott got her second of the year at the 37:13 mark. Then not too long later, less than 45 seconds later, it was Courtney Chadburn getting the hat trick at the 36:29 mark. And then Lindsay Sador rounding out the scoring at the 11:56 mark. And again, a 6-0 win here today over the Green Mountain Eagles.